All right, let's break this down. You know how electric cars are kind of like that cool tech gadget everyone wants but feels just out of reach price-wise? Like, sure, Teslas are everywhere now, but for a lot of folks, dropping 40 grand on a car, even if it saves gas money, is still a big ask. Well, Volkswagen's about to shake things up in a major way. They've got this new battery tech that's gonna slash EV prices, and honestly, it's kinda genius how they're pulling it off. So here's the deal. VW's betting big on cheaper batteries, and not just by cutting corners. They're reinventing the whole battery game. Starting in 2026, most of their EVs think ID. 4, ID. 3, those models are switching to something called LFP batteries. Now, LFP might sound like a new app, but it's actually a type of battery chemistry that's way cheaper than what AS in most EVs today. Think of it like swapping out gourmet ingredients for a solid home-cooked meal. It gets the job done without the fancy price tag. These batteries use iron and phosphate instead of nickel and cobalt, which are not only pricier, but also come with some ethical baggage, looking at you cobalt mines. The catch? LFP batteries don't pack as much energy per pound as the fancy ones, but VW's engineers, they've got a workaround. They're ditching the old-school battery module setup, where cells are grouped like Lego bricks inside a bigger box, and going straight to what's called cell-to-pack. Imagine stuffing your suitcase without using those packing cubes. You fit way more clothes, right? Same idea. By eliminating the middleman, those bulky modules, they're squeezing more battery cells into the same space. More cells mean more range, and fewer parts mean lower costs. It's like EV Tetris and VW's winning. But wait, there's more. Volkswagen's also standardizing their batteries across almost all their cars. Picture this. Instead of making 10 different phone chargers, Apple just makes one that works for every iPhone, iPad, and MacBook. That's what VW's doing with their unified cell. Whether you're buying the entry-level ID. 2 or a premium Audi EV, the battery's built on the same basic design. For the budget models, they'll use that cost-effective LFP chemistry. For mid-range cars, a manganese blend, no cobalt. And for the luxury rides, a high-performance version. This one-size-fits-most approach cuts costs big time, up to 50% cheaper batteries by 2027. How? Well, mass production's a beast. When you're making millions of the same thing, prices drop. Now let's talk timelines. The first car to get this treatment is the ID. 2 hitting roads in late 2025 with a starting price around $25K. That's Nissan Sentra money for a brand new EV. And by 2027, they're aiming for an even smaller model, the ID. Yuan, at roughly $20K. To put that in perspective, the average new car in the US costs about $48K right now. If VW pulls this off, EVs could suddenly compete head-to-head with gas-powered compacts. But how's this all possible? 2 words: vertical integration. Volkswagen's not just designing these batteries, they're building them. They've got 6 massive gigafactories in the works across Europe and North America. The first in Germany is already pumping out test cells. By controlling the entire supply chain from raw materials to finished packs, they're avoiding markups from third-party suppliers. It's like growing your own veggies instead of paying Whole Foods prices. Oh, and here's a kicker. These new batteries charge faster and last longer. The cell-to-pack design isn't just about cost, it improves cooling, which means you can juice up quicker without frying the battery. Think 10 to 80% charge in 20 minutes, even on road trips. And since LFP batteries are less prone to degradation, your used EV might hold its value better. It's a win for your wallet and the planet. Now I know what you're thinking. Cool, but when do I get to buy one of these affordable EVs? If you're in the market around 2026, keep your eyes peeled. The ID.2's the first wave, but VW's rolling out 8 new affordable models by 2027, including electric versions of classics like the Golf. And get this, they were even revamping their factories in Spain and Canada to pump these cars out at scale. More cars, plus cheaper batteries. Prices that'll make Tesla sweat. Before I go deeper though, hey, if you're into game-changing tech like this, hit that subscribe button. We break down the future of transportation every week. No jargon, just straight talk. All right, back to it. What's really wild here is how VW's playing the long game. They're not just chasing Tesla, they're trying to undercut gas cars entirely. By 2030, they want 80% of their EVs using this unified cell system. And with battery costs projected to drop another 20% by 2029, we're talking about EVs that could be cheaper to make than gas burners. That's when the real revolution happens. No more EV premium. No more, well, it's greener, but just straight up better cars at better prices. But let's keep it real. Challenges remain. Building gigafactories isn't cheap or easy. Supply chains for materials like lithium are still shaky, and competitors aren't sitting still. Ford's working on LFP batteries too, and Tesla's promised a 25 kWh car for years. Still, VW's scale gives them an edge. They sold over 8 million cars globally last year. If even half of those go electric with cheaper batteries, it'll move the needle for the entire industry. So, what does this mean for you? If you've been holding off on an EV because of price, your wait might soon be over. Imagine walking into a VW dealer in 2026 and driving off in a peppy little ID, 2 for less than your monthly student loan payment, or snagging a used model a few years later that still has 80% of its battery life. This isn't just about saving money, it's about making electric cars normal, accessible, boring even. And that's exactly what we need to kick fossil fuels for good. In the end, Volkswagen EV's bet boils down to a simple idea. The key to the EV revolution isn't flashy tech or self-driving gimmicks. It's the boring stuff: batteries, factories, supply chains. Nail those, and suddenly, electric cars aren't a luxury. They're just cars. And that's how you change the world, one affordable ride at a time.